Hey everybody, it is Erin or Gimme Yarn 418 and I am here with Thank God It's Finished. Thank you for joining me today. For anybody who's new, thank you for checking me out. For anybody who's returning, glad to have you back. I sound like a real live podcaster, but this isn't really a podcast. Anyway, it's been a good week here, busy week, cold week, snowy week. Even though it is technically spring, we are still getting snow. We just got about 6 inches yesterday. We're supposed to get more snow Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday-ish, which could be blizzard conditions. Could be just rain, which would be terrible because then we'd have flooding because all the snow would be melting and there's nowhere for it to go because we still have about 2 feet out there. But it could be snow and it's going to be fun. But luckily, we both work from home. There's nowhere we have to be. There's nowhere we have to go. The biggest thing we have is clearing our driveway, which is epically long. It's ridiculously long. So that's not what you came here for, though. So let me get into what I've been working on this week. I have 5 finished objects. It doesn't feel like that many, but then I look at them and it's a lot. Last week, in the Hangout, Vicky Weaver, who I think is Vicky Weaver on YouTube, although I'm not sure she makes videos, showed the body of an owl she was making on her Addy king size. Excuse me. And I asked her if it would be okay if I copied her, pretty much, and tried it on my Addy, and she said, go ahead, I can't wait to see what you come up with. So her body, if I remember correctly, was round. And I changed the shape of mine a little bit. And to get the ears on the top, I said, how did you do that? And she said, honestly, I put it through my sewing machine. Well, I did the same thing. The sewing machine didn't work out too well for me. So next time I might do it a little differently. But I did make an owl. It's out of, I think this is all I love this yarn. It's a combination of the Addy king size and crochet on this one. Yes. And here it is. I think he came out really, really cute. Really adorable. Okay, I'll say it. Really stinking cute. I used the same eyes and beak that I actually used the eyes that I used on my owl hats. The beak, I just crocheted a triangle. The wings, I just made up as I went along. The feet, I actually did on the Addy, believe it or not, in tube form. And I think he came out adorable. I turned him inside out, so the pearl side was on the outside, and I thought it gave him a texture similar to, like, not similar to, but more along the lines of feathers, and I thought it was really cute. I love him, and Kristen loves him, and he's really squishy, and he's really soft. So what I did was I gathered his neck a little bit to give him more neck definition, just with some simple stitching. That's all I can say, with the brown yarn again, and he came out great. I also didn't cinch the bottom fully closed. I can't really show it to you that well. I cinched it slightly and then I whip stitched it closed so it was still more of a flat edge. And altogether, I am pretty pleased with the results. Yeah, pretty cute. So then I also had this other idea. I was like, well, if I can make a toys with a tube, then what else can I do? And I immediately thought a Minion, because a Minion is just like a big jelly bean with feet and arms. So I came up with a Minion. My Minion is used with the Addy king size, some knitting, and some crocheting. And here he is. He was really simple. I'm planning on trying to do a tutorial for him. Not him start to finish, because some of it's pretty basic, but I'll tell you how to achieve those, the body and the proportions and everything, but more a tutorial on how I did the finishing, like the eye, the hair, the arms, the suspenders. I'll do a tutorial on how to do the feet, all in one. The one thing I will say about when I make toys is when I pull it off the Addy, I don't immediately go right into putting the toy together. When you pull, well, you don't pull it off, but when you take the piece of work off of the Addy, I let mine sit for half an hour or an hour, because when it comes off the Addy, it's all stretched out from being pulled on all those needles, and I like to just let the yarn relax a little bit, and that's all I did. I didn't overstuff him because I thought I just, yeah, I didn't overstuff him. He probably could have had a little bit more stuffing in the top, but he came out pretty cute. His legs, again, are done on the Addy. His arms are knit, although I'm going to try him again and do some crochet arms for people who don't know how to knit. The bib of his overalls is knit, and his straps are crocheted, and his eye is completely crocheted. So I think he came out great. I'm going to try and make some more. I've been asked about purchasing them. I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet, so if you're interested in him, let me know, and I'll see if it's something that I'm going to offer. So he's really cute. I don't know what minions say. Meet me? I don't know. I only saw the first Despicable Me. I also want to try and make an evil minion, but first I have to see Despicable Me 2 because I don't know what an evil minion looks like. So those are my two Addy projects for the week, and I think they're cute. I think they're really, really cute. Next, I started 2 pairs of socks for my knit along, and well, I started 3 pairs of socks, but I finished 2 pairs of socks for my knit along. The first one is out of Opal in the Harry Potter line, run, I don't know what it's called, and the color was Lupin, Lupin. And I love how they came out. This is just a plain vanilla sock with the fish lips kiss heel. And I decreased down to 28 stitches at the toe because I like my toe a little wider. Very pleased. And they match like perfectly. I don't know how. You know, sometimes when I don't try and match them, they come out perfect. And when I do try and match them, they're so far off. So 1 pair of socks done for the knit along. And the other pair is out of Unwind Company, Expedition Sport, Brilliantly Bold, which was gifted to me by Knittables, Diane of Knittables. And this was my take on the pinstripe socks. All I did was center my pinstripes so that I didn't have a pinstripe at the end of a row, so that when I went down to the foot it would be more even. And I also put the space between them. I think they're closer together than in the pinstripe pattern. These are short socks because it was a sport weight yarn, as I said. And I like how they came out. I made this one first, and I was very fearful that the second one would look completely different, but it looks relatively close. They definitely look like fraternal twins, and that's fine by me. And these are for me. The other ones are for me also. The next pair, oh, it's snowing. I just looked out the window and it's snowing. Oh, Lord. Anyway, the next pair of socks is for Kristen, which I started. I had her pull 2 skeins of yarn that she would like. My final finished object is one that I think for 2 or 3 weeks, let's look. I think 3 weeks I've said no progress, no progress. Bunny to lamb, bunny to lamb, bunny to lamb. I guess it's only 2 weeks there's been no progress. And it's a gift for my niece for Easter to go with those bunny hats I made. And it's by Susan B. Anderson in the, I'm looking over at the book, it's way far away, or I'd get it for you. Topsy-Turvy, Inside Out, Knit Toys. And this is called Bunny to Lamb. This is a great book. I would highly recommend it. It's a little fiddly to put things together, but it does go together quickly and easily. It just takes a little bit of time. And I love how it came out. Mine is a little bit shorter because I wasn't paying attention. So this is the bunny side. And I didn't add the carrot because I didn't want to have anything that Sadie could pull off or suck on or choke on or anything like that. So there's the bunny side. And on the inside is the lamb, because Auntie Erin has to induce sheep into her life, of course. And here is the lamb, complete with a little cotton tail, which you can't really see. This is knit out of the gray and the pink are Knit Picks Brava, and the cream is I Love This Yarn. And I love how it came out. I think it's really cute. I think Sadie and my sister, because quite honestly, it's whether or not my sister likes it, are going to like it. Sadie will like it when she gets older, but for now she can just look at it, suck on it, drool on it, stuff like that. So yeah, it's really cute. And that's done. So that's my last finished object. And I would say that all of them I'm pleased with. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. I'm hoping that Molly doesn't knock the cord out of my computer that I'm recording on. Next is works in progress. The first work in progress I have is the hero sweater, and I only knit about 2 rows on it because I really was focusing on those socks. So I didn't bring that over. I will be focusing on that this week. Well, partially. The next thing I knit, as always, all my links can be found on my Ravelry page, which will be in the description below. Next, for Kristen, the first skein of yarn she pulled out was Lollipop yarn. This is backwards, I forgot. And the Tranquility colorway, 8 rows of Restful, 8 rows of Calm, 8 rows of Serene. It's 75% wool, superwash, 25% nylon. And I'm knitting the Vanilla Bean pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's more of a recipe. I'll still be doing the Fish Lips Kiss Heel because I really like it. And this is how much I have so far. And Kristen called these socks Toes in the Water. Yeah, it's fun. I just started this last night and got a little bit done on that. Those may or may not get done, completed this week. Close this up so I can throw it across the room. And the last work in progress I have that is knitting or crocheting is actually a resurrection. Many of you that have been following me will remember when I bought the sparkle yarn and I was so excited about it and I was going to make this amazing crocheted blanket out of it. Well, yeah, it's become quite the slog, and now a year and a half later I have finally pulled it back out of hibernation and have done a good deal of work on it. I'm hoping I don't lose my hook. Nope, it's in there. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Dewey is fascinated with it apparently right now. I do have a doohickey where I pulled it out. I think I pulled it out during a hangout. I was hanging out with Claire and Beth in Texas and Margaret and Zoe. So I put in a doohickey where I started the other night, Sunday night, and that was right there. And I did crochet all this. I will get this done eventually. It actually almost doubled in size since I pulled it out, so that's pretty good. But it's slow. It's all single crochet. It's a single crochet ripple. And as I was talking in the hangout, light dawned on me. I really think that I put this down because I wish it was wider. I wish I had cast on more stitches. There's nothing I can do about that now, but I'm going to power through. Margaret suggested I change it from the Sparkly Blanket of Awesomeness to the Sparkly Throw of Awesomeness. So maybe that will happen to get me to power through. I'm probably about a third to halfway through. But it's really pretty, and I really like the pattern, how it's coming out, but it's a slog. It's a big old slog. That's all my whips. I did also do some spinning. I pulled out some Friends in Fiber that I got at Vermont Sheep and Wool in the Blue Hubbard colorway, and that had been drafted up for a while, and I spun a little bit. I don't know if you can see the colors. Nope, that made no difference at all. So it's a little bit of like forest green, some dark navy blues, and some browns. It's really pretty. I want to practice Navajo plying, which I have not had any luck with yet, but I know it's just a matter of practicing. I have some leftovers on a bobbin or two that I'm going to try practicing some more with because I would really like to Navajo ply this. A 3-ply is more up my alley than a 2-ply, so fingers crossed. So this, I had made a goal to spin, oh here's my goals right here, 14 skeins of yarn. This is going to be number 2, and it's almost April, so I've got Gotta get crack-a-lackin' on that. But if they're called goals for a reason. They're not called you must do's. They're called goals. It's things I hope to accomplish. So, up next I have two things. The first thing is I'm going to knit a Milo, which I mentioned before, for a friend of mine who is having a baby. Now maybe you can give me your opinion. They don't know if they're having a boy or a girl. So I don't want to make a yellow or a mint green sweater vest. I was thinking of using this color, but I don't know if this is too girly a color. What's it called? It's called Peacock. It's kind of I don't know, it's a tealish color. And it's not coming up on the screen, so you won't even be able to tell. I'm using acrylic because I don't think that they're going to know how to care for wool. I was thinking of using Cascade 220 Superwash, but I only have it in a charcoal gray, and you don't want to put your baby in charcoal gray. Kind of blah. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with that color, but I also have some Barocco Comfort in this green and this brown, so I could do one of these, but then again, brown, another bland color. This green might work. If this is how much of... There's 210 yards in this, so maybe I'll just go with this green. It's very grassy. The color is 9791. So that can give you an idea. No, I'm just kidding. So that's going to be up very soon, probably this week. Yeah, depending on how much I get done on my sweater and the socks. And the other thing I have coming up, I've had the supplies for a while. And I'm going to show you the first supply, and you'll probably scratch your head. This is my first supply. It's a pair of sneakers. And yes, they're very hot pink, and I was tempted not to make them because I like the hot pink sneakers, but these are a size 6, which is slightly too big for me, but that's okay. Okay, in theory, I'm going to knit panels that will go over every part of the sneaker that is cloth. So, is it the tongue too? The side and the tongue, and this along the back will have knitting glued on it, adhered on it. I'll have to find some superhuman glue. And they'll be knit sneakers. So this is the pattern. The pattern's only $1, but it's more of a recipe. I'm not exactly sure if this is the same color work I'm going to use, but I think it probably will be. There it is. It's little knit snowflakes. I might do something more simple where it's just a colored stitch every once in a while. And the yarn I plan to use for that, because they'll be worn on the ground, I bought some Cascade 220 Sport, and I bought it in color 8908 and 8686. And I figured the brown would be the main color and the teal would be the color work part. And I thought they'd come out great. And this is 100% wool, so if it were to get wet, it wouldn't be as big a deal. I figure it would wear the best. It won't stretch. That's my plan. We'll see what happens. The pattern is very clear and very confusing all at the same time. Because like I said, it's more of a recipe. But I think I bought this stuff last spring to make this, and just now I'm getting to it. It might have been actually in the fall when I was wondering if I was going to go to Rhinebeck. I was going to make Rhinebeck shoes instead of a Rhinebeck sweater. Yeah, the pattern should go with it. In terms of when it comes to Kristen and her knitting, Mac Geeks Makings, there has been no knitting progress. There's been a lot of shoveling progress, a lot of plowing progress. She hasn't had much time for anything beyond work, unfortunately, and I feel bad. But I think that's all I have in terms of knitting and crocheting. But couple things. Tomorrow, Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be hosting a Google Hangout. The link will be posted down below and also on the Ravelry board when that is live. All I ask is that you have a set of headphones with a mic so that there's not feedback and everybody can have an enjoyable time. And also, I do ask that you introduce yourself when you come into the Hangout. Otherwise, I will remove you. We've had some lurkers in the past, some just undesirables, I guess. People who are just coming in to peepers. I can't even, like, peeping toms, it felt like. They were just, you could, they wouldn't say anything. One guy had sunglasses on. It just makes you feel really uncomfortable. So come hang out with us. We hang out for a couple hours. Even if you think it's too late, click on the link and see. More likely than not, there's probably still somebody in the hangout. The other thing is the sock knit along, crochet along, loom along is going on now. It's over in the Ravelry group. All the details are there. You have until April, 30 days past September, April, June, and November, until April 30th to knit, crochet, create a pair of socks from start to completion, and get a picture of your finished object in the finished objects thread. I do ask that you tag your socks with TGIF sock KAL, just so we can see what everybody's doing. There's also a lot of chatter going on in the chatter thread, so come check it out, show your progress, ask questions, anything you need. It's more support, community, camaraderie. And yeah, come check us out. Over in the Ravelry group, we are up to 118 members, and I have 2 introductions this week. The first is Kimberly, who's Sissy Knitting. She didn't say where she was from. A lot of you know her from YouTube. She lives in the South somewhere. I can't remember where it is. Sorry, Kimberly. And the other one is Spirefly, who is Manda, who lives in central Kentucky. And welcome, both of you ladies. I hope you stay and like what you see and make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. No, I'm just kidding. I was a Girl Scout. So that is all I have for this week. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.